back. My name is Judith. I am one half of the Nutty Nitty Sisters. Together with my sister Julie, we create videos sharing our love of all things fibery and the fiber arts. If this is your first time joining, welcome. Thank you for clicking on the video. We definitely appreciate it. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back time and time again. We appreciate you as well. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider clicking the subscribe button and becoming part of our little fiber community. And click the thumbs up if you enjoy the video and the bell if you would like to be notified each time new videos are loaded. Today I am going through day 3 of the Yarnstash Restash hosted by Anne Frost of Ithoughtiknewhow podcast. And today's prompt is to go through your projects. So yesterday we went through our project bags and considered just what project bags might need repaired or washed and just tidy them up a bit, but we didn't really look at the projects themselves. I did take account of what the projects were, but it was more about the bags themselves. And now we're going to go through each project and decide whether or not we want to continue doing the project, whether we want to frog it and return it to stash, or whether we're going to finish it, basically. So I'm going to go through all of my projects. I have some piled here on the desk and on the floor beside me, and I'm going to go through each project with you and make a decision on these projects. So let's go. The first project I looked at was this beautiful pillow. This is made from a fiber, a breed study put on by Main Fiber Workshop, and it was with Lonk fiber, where I dyed the natural color, and then there's 3 different colors in this pillow. And I knit the front of the pillow. The back of the pillow is knit with Briggs & Little. And I did actually go ahead and sew it up, and I didn't have enough stuffing to fully stuff it, so it is nearly done. It's no longer in a project bag because it's pretty much done. It just needs a little more stuffing, and I don't have any stuffing in my stash to complete it. So it's pretty much an FO. I'm calling it an FO. The next category that I would like to look at is blankets. Blankets or wraps. So in this bag, this is in our podcast bag, the Nutty Nitty Sisters bag, I have a wrap that was part of Knit Vent by Helen Stewart. It's called the Trifle Wrap. And I do want to finish this because I'm so far vested in it. I have 326 rows done, and there are 476 total rows. So I am nearly there. It is made entirely out of scrapped yarn held double with some silk mohair, and it is so very close to done. I do want to finish this, but there are some other things that are a wee bit ahead of it, but it is on top of list of things I definitely want to finish. So that one is going to be kept. The next one is in this bag that I got at Shirley's in Hancock, Maine. This one is a charity blanket. It's just a big granny square blanket. Started out red, white, and the thought was I would then do a big section of blue. However, I do not have the blue yarn for it. I do want to continue to do this because it is a charity knit. The blankets are given to veterans in veterans homes throughout the state of Maine at Christmas time. So that one is one, it's a crochet project. It is one that I would like to keep doing. I honestly had forgot I had it, so this is a good reason to do this Yarnstash Restash at the end of the year. This one I will put at the very top of the pile. The next blanket is in this basket, and it is a scrap. I don't even know where the project is. Oh, there it is. It's down in the bottom. This is the Fly True. It's barely done. It is a blanket that is sort of knit, I guess knit on the bias is what you would call it. And it's done entirely of scraps. So I would like to complete this. It's just one of those things that it's kind of I finish it or I work on it when I don't have any other projects, and unfortunately I never have any other projects, so it hardly gets any work. I'm gonna leave it in this and take it out by my my chair in the living room. So this will be like TV knitting, and having it sort of open and out and a little more presence of mind, I guess. I should be able to get that one done fairly quickly, or get more done on it more often. The other blanket that I have on the needles is actually in my bedroom. I have not been well, so I've been spending a lot of time in bed, and I've been crocheting a little bit here and there on a granny square blanket that it's another charity net. So that one is almost done. I only have 4 more squares to do 3 rows around, and then I put everything together, and that one will be done. So with any luck, that will be done by the end of this week. And that is all the blankets. Next is sweaters. So this is in my beautiful sister's bag. I got in, I think I got it in Rhinebeck. I'm not sure, several years ago. And this one this is a pattern that I found at, found it during one of the Maine yarn cruises, and Julie talked me into it. But I do want to keep this project. It's called Gracias by Espastrico, and I love it's kind of looks like a light, airy, it's fingering weight yarn, stripes, and I am doing it in KFI Collection Indulgent Kettle Dyed Fingering Weight yarn. And these are the colors that I'm doing it in. So yes, that is definitely one that I do want to do. It looks like a very lightweight but cozy blanket. So that one is one that I will be keeping. The next sweater is in my Arnie and Carlos bag. More of a tote bag, but because it's Arnie and Carlos, I left it with the knitting bags. And this is actually going to be, I don't have the pattern in here, but this is going to be Lace and Fade Boxy by Ithoughtiknewhow. And this is made from a Maine Summer Sock by Homespun Girls. And this was the 2022 Maine Fiber Festival colorway. So this was the colorway, and this is a lighter version of it. And then this is her Farmer's Wife color, and Bucks Harbor Green, and Irish Moss, and then the Mohairy bit is Autumn Sunset for the Mohairy bits. So that's going to be the Lace and Fade Boxy by Ithoughtiknewhow, and that is definitely one I do want to do. I was going to get just the Maine Fiber Festival colorway, but then all those other colorways that went with it, I thought it would be perfect for the Lace and Fade Boxy. So that's definitely going to be done. This next sweater I am undecided on. I think I am going to return this to stash. I was going to do another sea glass sweater with this. I have lots of this beautiful yak. I don't even know what it is. I think it's Classic Elite. And I was going to do it with this Good Karma color blurbs, and some leftover other colors. There's a hand spun. This is a Yarn to Die For Design Frosted Pinecone, one of my favorite colors of hers. This is another hand spun, and then some other leftovers. And I think I'm going to return this to stash. I haven't even finished my first sea glass sweater. That's another whip that I am going to finish that one, but I don't think I'm going to do another one. So this one is actually one that I'm going to go ahead and return to stash. So this is my other sea glass sweater, and it has not seen much love. I don't even have the needles on it anymore. I put needle stoppers on the cords, and I do want to finish it. This is completely hand spun yarn, and I do want to finish it. It's not top priority, but it's not something I want to rip out. So that one is going to be finished. I forgot about one of the blankets. This is a blanket I agreed to do for my sister-in-law. It's a king size blanket. I've been working on it for probably 15, 20 years. I haven't given up on it. I do want to do it. So it is just something that will get done eventually. I'm not taking it off the needles. I'm not throwing the towel yet. This is one of the crocheted moving baskets that I found the pattern for through the Yarn Geek podcast. And I do want to do this. It's all scrap acrylic yarn. And I do want to finish this. It's going to be one big bag and it will use up everything there. It takes like a couple of hours to do. It's very quick, very easy. So that one I definitely still want to do. Okay, now the big basket of all the little small projects. So I had this project, a Broken Stripes hat and cowl set. I actually I did this pattern already and I gifted it to my daughter's boyfriend this Christmas. And I had another set of the little pops here. And I was going to do it with this as the main color. And I've decided not to do that. After all, I don't know what I'm going to use those pops for, but I've decided that's not a pattern. I love the pattern. It's just not something that I want to do again. And so that one is going back into stash. Okay, so in this bag, we have the Etta tee. And this is made with Barocco Summer Sesame yarn in the color 5250. And I do want to do this. I have only one sort of summery top that I've knit myself. So this is one that I definitely want to do. I bought this on the Yarn Cruise a couple of years ago. So that one is going to stay. And it is in one of the Yarn Cruise bucket baskets or bucket bags. In this bag is my leftovers from my Advent from a Yarn to Die For design from last year. I didn't take it out of the bag because they're all in their original packages. And they're just little tiny puffs. And I want to do a pair of socks out of these leftovers. So they're going to stay right in their bags, right in here. And this is going to be a pair of socks. I definitely want to do these. I should have done it last year, but, and then the next sock, there's 3 pairs of socks. This one is from the Knit Vent from this year. It is called the Gingerbread House Sock by Helen Stewart. And I am going to be knitting this out of Laughs More, Worry Less, Plush DK by Yarnables. And then I have some hand spun purple. And then these two, this is an Angora blend. And this is from Wrinkle in Time Farm. And this is from Prancing Sheep Farm. So I'm thinking those. I was thinking the purple as well, but I'm thinking I like these better. So the purple is going back to stash, and I'm going with those two. So I do want to make these socks, and those are all going back in the bag. The last pair of socks is the Tricera socks that I'm making for my daughter Kayla. And I do want to finish these. I have one sock almost done. This is the leg and this is the foot. So I am going to finish that. It's definitely something I want. She was so excited when she saw the pattern. It's definitely something that she wants to have. So this is one that's going to be a top of pile for the sock category. And then this bag is my cotton yarn that I use to make dishcloths. So that's always a good palette cleanser in between projects. So that one's going to stay as well. Okay, we're getting there. We are on to cowls. This is going to be the Chilton cowl. I can't remember the designer name. Julie talked me into this pattern. It was a sample at Mother of Pearl, and I love these neutral tones with the burgundy, so that's going to be the Chilton cowl, and I definitely want to do that. I fell in love with the cowl when I saw it, and those colors were perfect. Okay, and we're on to hats. So this one is a Boondoggle Farm Finsport Fair Isle hat. These were bundles that they had at Rhinebeck. I have knit this hat, or variations of this hat, twice already, but the granddaughters picked these little bundles, Kinsley and my granddaughter Dylan. So those are hats that I would like to make for them. And so that is going to still be done. Hats are usually so quick and easy knits. I really should do them more often. The next hat is going to be made from hand spun, and this is called Flashpoint. It is a brioche hat, and I don't do a lot of brioche. I'm trying to get a little better at it, and I'm going to use these hand spun yarns for that hat. So that is something I still want to do. Originally it was going to be a scarf, but I decided to do the hats instead, and I'm sticking with that decision. So that is another hat. This was a prize that I won called Thunder Hole. It's a first step hat. It's by Fit Knit, and it is something I still want to do. They had the whole kit, so you've got all the yarns for it right there. So I've actually put that in one of my bags that is very easy to carry. It's a beautiful sister bag, and it's very easy to carry and walk and knit at the same time. So that is something I want to do. Hopefully, as the weather gets better in a few months, that is something I can take to work and do. Next is the Ohm shawl, spelled O-H-M. And these are single spun yarns. I spun these in 2020, August of 2020, Tour de Fleece. And this is something I still want to do. It's probably the only thing I could think of to use those single spun yarns with. It's kind of an open and lacy shawl, and so I do want to do that. So obviously we've gone into shawls. There are 8 or 9. I think there might be 9 shawls actually. So this one, this is kind of like a schlanket. This is called Dreaming in a Field of Wildflowers. And I got this yarn years ago on the yarn cruise. It is Blue Moon yarn. And I think I got it at Mother of Pearl. And I think that would make a beautiful schlanket, Dreaming in a Field of Wildflowers. It's kind of a sampler shawl, has a lot of different texture and things to it. So I think that's going to be really beautiful. Next, in the main yarn cruise bag. Oh yes, this one is one that I definitely want to do. This is a crochet shawl, Sunset Diamonds. And this is made in Expression Fiber Arts. And some of these skeins are Oopsie skeins, and some of them are True Blue. So this is June Pearl. It's an Oopsie skein. And this one is Fool's Gold. Their Oopsie skeins are skeins that have something that just wasn't quite right with them, although I can't see much flaw in them. This is Spiral Staircase. This is an Oopsie Ebony. This is an Oopsie Abandon. So I think they're all quite beautiful, and they're going to make a beautiful summer diamond or sunset diamonds crocheted shawl. I've not crocheted a shawl, so I think it's going to be a fun, different craft. All right, let's see what's in here. Yes, this is the, I think it's Odyssey shawl by Joji Locatelli. And it is made in hand spun. The needles are still on it because it's not quite done. I need to spin more of this fiber to finish it. So yes, that is something that will be done, but I have to spin the fiber first. So it's probably going to be bottom of the barrel. And then we have, oh yes, this was something I got on a yarn cruise just this year. This is the Blue Lagoon Reversible Offset Basket Weave Cowl. That's a mouthful. It's a beautiful cowl. And this is a pattern by Linda Perry of Harbor Yarns. And this is her Harbor Yarns hand dyed. She's from Damerscott, Maine. And so that is definitely something I want to do. Next is the Maine Yarn Cruise, another bucket bag. I love these bucket bags. Oh yes. This is, I can't remember what the name of the yarn is, but it's from Done Roving, and I want to make the Celestial shawl. So that's the one with all the beads that are in like the constellation. And I just think this black sparkly will be perfect to show off those beads and like represent the night sky. So I am so excited about doing this one. That will probably be at top of pile. Okay, two more. This one is in my Sandy by the Lakeside bag. I got this in Rhinebeck. It wasn't actually Rhinebeck. It was one of the side events of Rhinebeck several years ago. And I am doing the Wedding Peacock shawl. It is a beautiful lace weight, like really lacy lace shawl. And I'm using my hand spun Teeswater. This was one of the fiber studies from Maine Fiber Workshop. And beautiful, beautiful fiber. Came out lovely. So that is what that's going to be. That's going to be top of pile too. And last but not least, what do we have in here? Ah, yes. This is the, I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, Panopia. It is a summery shirt. I originally had this yarn earmarked for an Ondania shawl. I had knit the Ondania shawl once and I had lots of leftovers, so I was going to knit it again. But I discovered that I had enough of this yarn left to do this pattern, so I decided to switch it up. So these are a hot mess, but I don't have the labels anymore. I have no idea what the colors are. They're very, very pretty. So I'm hoping to do that sweater, that shirt out of these colors. So we'll see. But that is something that I definitely want to do. It's another summery top that I would like to have done because I don't have any summery hand knits. So that is going to be probably top of pile as well. So that is all of the things. I have a mountain of project bags here in front of me. Yeah, so that's it. I didn't frog anything, but I am putting back into stash 2 projects. So the final tally is I have 7 shawls, 2 cowls, 4 hats, 3 socks, 3 sweaters, 2 tops, 3 blankets, and 1 wrap. And I have lots of yarn to go back to stash. And my marching orders for 2024. So that is it for this day of the Yarn Stash D-Stash. I hope you enjoyed looking through all of my whips with me, and I have lots to do. With any luck, I'll have at least one of those done by the time we meet again. So until next time, thanks for watching. Have a good night.